which has been a topic of discussion among people for centuries in the Old Testament of the Bible, especially in chapter 34 of Deuteronomy. The description of Moses' deed is found, but many questions and mysteries are associated with it. In this story, we will see in detail how Moses died. There are mysterious aspects behind it and why it remains a topic of discussion for people even today. Moses' life was extraordinary. He was chosen by God to free the Israelites from the oppression of the Israelites. He freed the Israelites from Pharaoh and miraculously crossed the Red Sea. Under the leadership of Moses, the Israelites traveled in the desert for 40 years. During this time, Moses taught them the laws and covenants of God and prepared them for a new life on the orders of God. After many difficulties in the desert, the Israelites finally reached the source of the promised land, Canaan. But this ultimate goal of Moses remained incomplete. So, friends, what is the whole story? We will know further in this video. But before proceeding, please like the video and subscribe to the channel because it is a matter of 1 second for you. This helps us a lot. So when Moses climbed Mount Nebo from the plain of Moab as per the order of God, he saw the land of Canaan from the top of Mount Nebo, but he was already told that he would not be able to enter this land. Here the first mystery arises, that why Moses, who did great work for all Israelites, was prevented from entering the promised land. So let us tell you that we get the answer to this question in the incident of Meribah in the Bible. When Israelites became thirsty in the desert, they asked Moses for water. Then God ordered Moses to bring out water by talking to the rock. But Moses, in his frustration and anger, hit the rock twice with a stick. Due to this disbelief and impotence, God deprived Moses of entering the promised land. This incident was a decisive moment for Moses. The mystery of his death starts to depend from here. So, scholars believe that this was a big mistake in Moses' life, as a result of which he was kept away from his biggest goal. The Bible further says that when Moses reached the top of Mount Nebo and he looked towards the promised land, this sight was extremely important because this was the land he had tried to attain for most of his life. But this sight was limited to a more sight. He could not enter that land. After this, it is written in the Bible that Moses died on Mount Nebo. When Moses died, he was 120 years old, but his eyesight did not weaken, and his strength also remained intact. This account of Moses' death gives rise to many questions. How did Moses die? Was it natural or was there some miraculous intervention? After Moses' death, God himself buried him in the valley of Moab, but the exact location of his grave remains a mystery. The Bible states that no one knows where Moses was buried. This fact makes this story even more mysterious. The unknown location of the grave has given rise to different belief among scholars and religious leaders over the centuries. Some believe that God kept Moses' grave hidden so that his followers would not start worshipping Moses. Others see it as a miraculous event that reflects Moses' unique and close relationship with God. After Moses' death, Jehom was made the leader of the Israelites. Jehom carried forward Moses' work and led the Israelites into the promised land. Moses had prepared Jehom by giving him his blessing, but the mystery of his death remained a topic of discussion among the Israelites. The mystery of Moses' death is not limited only to the end of his life. It has deep religious and cultural significance. Moses was considered a great prophet. He is remembered as a great prophet, teacher, and leader. He not only freed Israel from slavery but also gave them a religion and identity and a future. The death of Moses and the unknown circumstances of his burial are also considered to be part of God's plan. This may be a symbolic message that Moses' leadership was not limited to one land, but it was a teaching for the whole of humanity. The mystery of his death reminds us that God's plans and his actions may be beyond our understanding, but they are always best for us. The mystery of Moses' death is a topic that remains a subject of intense discussion in Bible studies. There are many aspects of this story. The incident of his hitting the rock, his not entering the promised land, the circumstances of his death, and his unknown grave. All these aspects make this story even more mysterious. The life and death of Moses are still religiously and culturally important. His story teaches us the lesson of leadership, faith, and loyalty to God. The mystery of his death reminds us that God's plan and his action may be beyond our understanding, but they are always best for us. The mystery of Moses' death is a topic that remains a subject of intense discussion in Bible studies. There are many aspects of this story. The incident of his hitting the rock, his not entering the promised land, the circumstances of his death and his unknown grave. All these aspects make this story even more mysterious. The life and death of Moses are still religiously and culturally important. His story teaches us the lesson of leadership, faith, and loyalty to God. The mystery of his death teaches us that sometimes the answer to the biggest mysteries lies within us, that we should trust God instead of trying to understand his decision. So friends, now let us talk about why God hid Moses' grave. There is no clear reason given in the Bible of hiding the location of Moses' grave. However, some possible assumptions and arguments are presented to understand the religious and spiritual significance of this mystery. The first major reason is that God hid Moses' grave so that the Israelites would not start worshipping Moses. Moses was a great prophet and leader, and under his leadership the Israelites were freed from the bondage of Egypt. If the location of his grave was known, it was likely that people would have recognized the place as a shrine and started worshipping Moses there, and this would be against the principle of the Bible, which talk about worshipping only God. Secondly, the life of Moses and his message to the Israelites was complete. God probably wanted to ensure that People focused on the message of God through Moses rather than focusing on the person of Moses. The life of Moses was a medium through which God gave his law and covenant to the Israelites. The location of Moses' grave being unknown may indicate that the real value of his life lies in the spiritual lessons he taught and not in his physical body. Thirdly, in many places in the Bible we find mention of the mystery and depth of God's plan. The hiding of Moses' grave may also be a part of God's plan which is beyond human understanding. This may teach us that we should have faith in God's action even if we cannot understand them completely. Fourthly, Moses is described in the Bible as a unique prophet. The hiding of the grave of the one who talked face to face with God can be a symbol of his uniqueness. It shows that the life of Moses and his work reflect a special relationship with God which is difficult for ordinary humans to understand. Fifth, the death of Moses and the hiding of his grave can be a sign for the Israelites that they now have to move forward and enter the promised land. This was a new chapter for them which had to be lived not by stopping in the memories of Moses, but by following the new orders of God. God kept Moses' grave hidden because perhaps he wanted people to pay attention to his message rather than Moses. This incident teaches us that God's plans are often beyond our understanding and we should have faith in his work. The mystery of Moses' grave makes the spiritual significance of his life even deeper, which makes his teachings even more valuable. So friends, that's all for today. We hope that you liked our video. If you liked it, then do not forget to like and share the video. If you are new to the channel, then definitely subscribe. So we will meet again in the next video. Until then, praise the Lord, all of you.